All artwork created in this video is copyright LeilaniJoy. Artwork may not be reproduced without the written consent of the artist. All rights reserved. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Art Nouveau with your host LeilaniJoy. This is my video art blog where I document my creative process and give you guys some tips and tricks along the way. As you can see, I've gotten quite into character for today's episode. I can't believe I got my hair like this. Isn't this amazing? I totally think I'm going to wear this in public. It might be slightly inspired by the fact that yesterday I watched Elvira, Mistress of the Dark on Netflix. I love Elvira. I'm kind of obsessed with her. Like, when I grow up, I want to be just like her. Well, except for her assets that I didn't come with. Anyways, on today's episode, if you have not guessed, I will be doing a companion piece to my Alice Wore Blue painting that will also be accompanying her to Aberdeen, Scotland for the Bad Apple Artist Collective group show that's set to start at the beginning of October. I'm going to be posting a lot more information about the show because I heard from some of you that say, I live in Scotland and I live close, but I needed more info. So don't worry about that. There's going to be a lot more details soon. I'll make sure to update you guys here on the blog and also on my Facebook fan page. And on the Bad Apple Artist Collective fan page, there's going to be a gallery album with all the work from the show, how to purchase it, prices, information, and everything you need to know. So don't worry about that. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I will post all the info as soon as it comes to me. Alright, so I am super excited to work on this second piece and do a new version of the Queen of Hearts. I did another one, as you've seen, but I really want to revamp her and kind of give her a new persona. And I also want it to go with Alice, so they kind of go together as sister pieces. So with that in mind, I'm going to start doing some sketches and go ahead and get started painting. So just like my Alice piece, I did this little conceptual color thumbnail over here that you see at the top right. And it just kind of gives me a concept to work from and also gives me a nice guideline to match my colors for the final painting. As I said before, I recommend doing a color comp before you commit to paint because it's much easier to practice. So I'm working at mixing a nice background color. This looks like a pretty good match, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now I've also made sure to mix plenty of this background color and I'm going to keep it in this little glass jar here that I can seal. So once I'm finished coloring in the background, I'm going to transfer using my sorrel transfer paper. And having a little extra of your background color is really nice when you want to clean up and keep edges clean, fix any mistakes that you might make. So I highly recommend doing that as well. Now while my background's drying, I'm going to work on my final sketch for this piece. And I did take a little reference photograph of myself in this pose since it's a little bit of a tricky pose. Wanted to make sure I get the hands right and the lift of the chin here. I am keeping them sort of similar, keeping her similar to Alice because I want them to have sort of a sisterly feel, almost like they could be the same girl in different makeup. I kind of like that concept. But yeah, I definitely want to still individualize her and make her her own unique character and give her her own little attitude here. So I'm trying to work that in as well. So exactly like my Alice piece, I'm also going to be using frisket to make this sort of oval-shaped mirror behind my character here. So again, I'm going to make sure I have a nice center line and I line up my oval symmetrically in the center of my board here. Then I'm going to carefully peel one edge at a time of the frisket and get that nice and smooth on my board. Next, you're going to want to seal the frisket edge using some matte medium to make sure that your paint doesn't leak underneath the frisket. Then I'm going to do this little abstract shape here and let that dry as well. Then I'm going to take my inner oval that I cut out and trim off about a 1/4 inch of it all the way around. This is exactly what I did on my Alice piece. I'm just going to trim that off, and so that'll create a nice little border. Oh, happy face. That'll create a nice little border for me to paint an inner edge. So I'm going to again peel off this frisket very smoothly and carefully to make sure it's lined up in the center. Then I'm going to again seal that with matte medium all the way around and let that dry very thoroughly. Oh, and by the way, I just want to send a huge thank you to a viewer that told me about putting Vaseline around the edge of your matte medium jar. This works super well for keeping your lid from becoming glued on, which was a problem for me, and this great tip really helped me out, so I want to say thanks for that. So once the matte medium's dry, I'm adding this nice light pink border around the edge of my mirror shape. And once that's dry, I'm going to peel up the frisket, and you'll see that I get this nice clean border edge around my shape. And then I peel off the outer edge and I have a nice little trim all the way around, which I can clean up later. Now that my background's almost finished, it's now time to transfer my drawing to my panel. Before I use my sorrel transfer paper to transfer the entire drawing, I decided to block in with some white chalk the areas where her face and detailed areas are and paint that in white. Once the white is dry, then I'll transfer using the sorrel transfer paper, and that'll make her details of her face and the little small details pop out a little bit more and make it easier for me to paint them in. I don't know why, but I just love peeling up dried acrylic paint from my little mixing bowls. There's just something super gratifying about it. So I thought I'd share something funny that I did the other day that ended up being quite useful to me. You may have noticed that I dye my hair a lot, and I went to the beauty supply store to buy shower caps, like processing caps. And I'm like, wow, this comes with so many in the package, and I got home and I went to open them and I was like, what the heck? Is this like a shower cap for a Barbie doll or something? But they're actually supposed to be like ear covers, which I guess I just didn't read that properly. However, they are quite useful for my little paint cups here to keep my paint from drying out. Check this out. Right? Who knew? Perfect little saran wrap topper for those. The things you learn when you make a mistake. Now, initially I had planned to leave her skin tone completely white, as I have done in some of my other pieces, but then I came up with this really cool concept of just having her face makeup done up and having the white sort of blend down into her neck and shoulder area with some of her skin exposed, almost as if she isn't wearing her typical formal queen dress, but she's in this sort of slight state of disarray, which I think kind of fits the Red Queen and Alice in Wonderland in general. I mean, after all, they're all mad. So as a final little detail here, I've decided to add a little playing card necklace. And since I actually had this really cool little playing card design that I did for my Alice Returns piece, I thought it would be cool to just print it real small on some photo sticker paper that I had and actually apply it and seal it with matte medium, making it a little bit of a collage element. Okay, you guys, well, my new Queen of Hearts piece is almost finished now. Before I show you how she turned out, I just want to chat with you guys for a quick second. The first thing I want to tell you about is Fan Art Fridays, which means I've decided that every Friday, or possibly every other Friday, I'm going to be updating my fan art album on Facebook, so you can check out what everybody else is working on that's inspired by my artwork. You can send your fan art to admin@LeilaniJoy.com. That's my assistant Tessa will hook that up for you. And I'm super flattered to see everything that you guys have been working on and seeing you guys improve. A lot of you I've chatted with since the very beginning of my blog, and I've seen you guys just develop and change and become better artists, which is super awesome, and I encourage you guys to keep learning and keep working at it. And also, you know, if people are hard on you, if people criticize you, like, I just want to insert this really quick because I do get a lot of criticism, and I do think that I deserve some props for putting myself out there, especially on YouTube, because some of you people are mean. Like, I don't know why you're so mean, why you're so angry. It's just YouTube. But anyways, I have learned to take criticism in stride and just be myself. And I'm weird, and this is the way I do it. I hold my pencil weird, I don't paint right, my anatomy is not perfect, but that is too bad. And a lot of people like it, so I'm going to keep doing it, and keep doing it your way too. And don't let people tell you it's wrong, because this is going to be my LeilaniJoy quote of the day. People, this is art, not science. It is open to interpretation. People can do it different ways, and people like to look at it. So it doesn't really matter if it's right or wrong. If you want to look at that on your wall and you think it's beautiful, then that is right. So I just want to instill that in you guys, because there's a lot of critics out there, and there's a lot of people in school too, in art school and all schools, that will say, this isn't right, this is wrong. But seriously, it doesn't matter, because I'm living proof. I've just worked really hard, and I make a living doing this, you guys. And you can too, so I just want to instill that in you guys. And I'm not secretly working at McDonald's and doing this blog. I do illustration and fine art full-time. So if that gives you guys encouragement, I hope it does. And I was not an A student in art school either. I was a C student, and it was depressing at times, and I felt like I was bad and I was a loser, and I felt like I don't know why I'm here. But I loved art, and I was creating since I was 3-4 years old, drawing, and I knew that it was what I was passionate about and what made me happy. So just want to tell you guys, give you some words of wisdom, and keep it up. But anyway, I'm getting off my soapbox now. Let's take a look at this final piece. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed creating it. And I'll see you guys in a couple minutes to tell you about another secret giveaway. If you are one of the first 10 purchases of this new queen print, I will give you a little something special. So check out the final piece and stay tuned for the prize pack info. And here's my 2 finished pieces, all framed and ready to head off to the gallery. Please contact me if you're interested in purchasing these. Now, if you're interested in purchasing an 11 by 14 fine art print of the Queen Wore Red, the first 10 sold will receive a Wonderland prize pack. Just log on to my Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/LeilaniJoyArt and choose the listing that says First 10 Prints Exclusive, featuring the fine art print The Queen Wore Red. Purchase this print and you will receive this Wonderland prize pack. It includes a signed 4x6 mini print of Alice Wore Blue, a keychain of the Queen Wore Red, and a personalized signed and doodled Wonderland postcard. Happy shopping! See you guys next time.